Hi, I'm Dan Peacock. Today I want to talk about something that's been on my mind for quite a while now. That is the subject of faith. Now the dictionary says that faith is a noun, but in my mind faith really is a verb. It's an action word. It's something we're supposed to act upon. When you read through the Bible, it's full of all kinds of stories about men and women who lived their lives by their faith. And we know the stories, both the beginning, the middle, and the end. But what I always wonder about is what was it like during the beginning and the middle for these people when they didn't know the outcome. And for me, I keep coming back to the story of Noah. Now, when we think of Noah, we always think of the flood, of course. But I want to go back to the beginning of the story. When we first hear about Noah is when he was born. His father was 182 years old. Now, the next time we hear about Noah, he's 500 years old and he has 3 sons. Now, that's an awful long time to live, and I wonder what he did during those years. I believe he was definitely probably a boat builder, at least a carpenter for certain. We definitely know that he was the one man on the whole planet who had remained faithful to God. And it was during this time that God looked upon the whole world and was really disappointed with how wicked things had become. But of course, when God looked upon the world, he saw that there was Noah, the only man in the world who was living his life faithful to God. So what happens next? Does God come to Noah and say, Noah, I've built you an ark, grab your family and the animals, get on board, we're going to destroy the world now? No, of course not. God comes to Noah and says, Noah, I want you to build an ark. I want you to build it 450 feet long, I want it to be 75 feet wide, and I want it to be 45 feet tall. Now it's because of these basic directions I believe that Noah must have been a boat builder, because he didn't need a lot of instruction. He'd be like me going to a carpenter and saying, I want you to build me a dining room table. I want it to be 30 inches tall, I want it to be 48 inches wide, and I need it to be 60 inches long, and I want you to make it out of cherry wood. I don't need to tell him how to build it. He knows how to build it. And it's the same thing with Noah. That's why I believe that he must have been a boat builder. Now for me, the key verse in the whole story is Genesis 6 verse 22, where it says, Noah did as God commanded. These few words gloss over the 100 years or so that it took Noah to build the ark. And I wonder what it must have been like early on when it really began to sink into Noah what God was going to do to this planet. And what about his parents? His brothers and sisters, his nieces and nephews, his friends? All these people were going to get destroyed in the flood. Now beyond that, of course, was the monumental task itself of physically building the ark. It's not like Noah can go down to his local lumberyard and order 10,000 2x4s and a few thousand 2x6s and a couple thousand sheets of plywood and grab a compressor and a nail gun and go right to town. Now the Bible doesn't tell us where the materials came from. I don't know what they had for tools back then, but I gotta believe that this was a tremendous undertaking and very physically demanding. Can you imagine that month after month, year after year, decade after decade, slowly making progress on this ark? I've got to believe that Noah must have gotten very physically exhausted time and again. He must have stubbed his thumb 1,000 times or more. He must have wondered, what in the world has God gotten me into? But we do know that Noah was faithful, and he built the ark. And during that century or so that it took him to do it, it was no secret to the world around him what he was doing, or even why he was doing it. I'm sure he spent a lot of time warning the people around him of God's plans, of the upcoming flood, and giving them a chance to change their ways. That's why I'm sure God gave Noah a task that took him 100 years to do, so that the people had a second chance to see a man being faithful to God, and that they should change their ways and become faithful to him. And in the end, of course, nobody changed their ways, and only Noah, his wife, his sons, and their wives were saved on the ark. Now Noah is just one of many who show us the importance of living a life faithful to God. Take a look at the Bible for yourself. You'll find many other good examples. A good place to start off with is reading Hebrews 11.